Okay guys, let's do this. I'm super excited to show you guys one of the days from the program that I did with Alicia Vikander to become Lara Croft for Tomb Raider. So today we're going to do some high intensity interval training, core and legs. So I always start with warm-up. The warm-up's anywhere from 5 minutes up to 10, depending on how much time I have, which equipment I have available. But today I'm going to warm up 5 minutes on this sucker. It's pretty demanding, so 5 minutes is more than enough. Then I'm going to go into my intervals. Our first exercise is the assault bike. I'm a big fan of high intensity interval training, and whether it's a treadmill, a rowing machine or an assault bike, those are all great machines to do your interval training on. So normally I work anything from 30 seconds up to 2 minutes per interval, and the rule of thumb is that you rest as much as you work. Today we're going to work 1 minute on, 1 minute off, and we're doing that 5 rounds. No pain, no gain. I'm a huge fan of the front squat. Anytime you put a weight in front of you, you're forced to activate the core first, and then your legs get to work, which means you're in a safer position. It's actually good for your back to work with weights in front of you. Today we're going to use a dumbbell, and I like to hold like this, but you know, you can use a kettlebell, then it's called a goblet squat instead, or you can hold like this. Elbows up. And then sit down. Make sure that your knees are aligned above your toes and that your heel is in the ground all the time. So sit down as far as you can go and up. I want to make sure that I'm explosive on the way up and a bit slower eccentric on the way down. One more thing, I always start every session with 1 or 2 heavy exercises. So ladies, don't be afraid of lifting heavy. It will not bulk you up. It will not give you huge muscles. It's actually super beneficial to do a few heavy exercises every once in a while. So our next exercise is a stationary lunge. Today I'm going to use some weights to make it heavier. When you do a lunge, it is super important that you press with the back of your foot and not your toe. You want a 90-degree angle in the knee, back leg straight down, posture up, and push back with the back of your foot, and slowly come back down, explosive on the way up. Boom. So always with the heel, the back of your foot. One thing that's really important is when you press with the back of your foot, you're activating more hamstring and glute. If you start pressing with the toe, that means you're activating more front side, the quad. And if the quad is a wide muscle, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 muscles next to each other. So as a female, many times you don't want to make your legs wider. Then you got to make sure to press with the back of your foot instead. Our next exercise is actually 2 exercises. It's a superset. We're going to do a knee tuck on the Swiss ball. That's going to work the core, the front side of the legs, some hip flexors as well. Then we're going straight into lateral side to side with the legs, which is working a lot of the smaller glute muscles. and core. So make sure that your arms are underneath your shoulders. You don't want to come up too high. Place your foot on the ball. The further in you come, the easier it gets. The further back, the harder it gets. So please adapt accordingly. From here, I'm doing knee tuck all the way out to a straight leg. Up. Ooh, hard, too hard. The thing is, even when I do this, it's kicking my butt. So I have such a respect for someone like Alicia Vikander who did this on a daily basis for 6-7 months and didn't complain once. But there's no shortcuts. If you put in the work, you'll get the results. And if you've seen Tomb Raider, you know that Alicia did put in the work and she got the results. But I have to say, this is kicking my butt. It's time for one of my favorite exercises. If you know me by now, you know I'm gonna put this exercise in almost every program I create. So it's time for skaters. As an old ice hockey player, you know, you gotta have some skaters in your program. What I love about skaters is that you recruit fast twitch muscle fibers and not only the slow twitch that you do when you do regular strength training. So we're gonna jump explosive from side to side, the lateral jump. So our last exercise is a core exercise. It's one of my favorites. It's called Stir the Pot. I'm gonna place my hand or arms on the ball. I'm making sure that I'm not clinching up. As soon as you start clinching up or rotating inwards, your shoulders comes forward. So I'm always trying to promote a backward rotation in the shoulders. It's good for your posture. So make sure to stay in this angle all the time, 90 degrees. Come up, and then I'm starting to move around. I'm making sure that my elbows are never below my shoulders. They're either here or above. I never come below my shoulders with my elbows. In the beginning, it might be hard to move around for a full minute. So what you can do is you stay still. You might be able to move for a couple of seconds and then you stay still for the rest of the time. But the better you get, the bigger the movements you can make. So start small or even still, and then, you know, take the next step. Wow, this workout kicked my ass. If you want to try the full program, it's on my app, magnusmethodapp.com. It's definitely going to be hard, challenging, but it will be worth it, trust me. If you like this video, please hit a like. If you want to see more content like this, comment down below what you would like to see, and I'll do my best to create it for you. Hope you enjoy this video, and please hit that subscribe button.